See your top of your head, bless you. You're not watching the football yet.
I am watching the football and I'm hiding. I'm gardening and I'm like crazy hair. So, I'm recording this for you. So have a wonderful, wonderful meeting, and I'll be checking in because I can see you're getting a lot of people on there already. So,
hi, Ross.
Thanks,
sweetie.
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening. Speak to you soon.
Bye.
See, we're as real as it comes, guys. You've got one of Corp on the line for you on your first Myel call. You're as connected, like I said, to a lot of you this week. Proximity is power, and that was a clear example. You've got Corp, the head of product, on the line. Some people know Roz, other people don't, but you will do over the next couple of weeks, months and years, and she's an outstanding lady that I'm proud to partner with. So I just need to find my other partner. I need to make sure Hillary's on, and then we'll kick off this call.
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, you okay?
I'm good. So it's a bit echoey out here, so I'm gonna do a little walk to the car.
Bless you. Okay, so are you okay for time, Hillary? I know you're at your daughter's, and this is what it's like, guys. I mean, we're real. We are as real as it comes. Hillary's at her daughter's singing practice tonight, and she's escaped to come out and speak to you lovely ladies. So she can hear the noise and the breathing in the background. She's not doing innuendos to you.
Wow, not yet anyway. That might come when I know you all a bit better.
Okay, so you get into your car. I'll kick off the meeting at 9 o'clock, guys. If everyone could just do some housekeeping. Anybody that comes into the call, if you could just mute yourself, bottom left-hand corner. If you could mute yourself out, then we've got no background noise and everybody can hear the content that's being delivered tonight. Perfect, thanks guys. I'm just going to go through and make sure we've got Kim. Could you mute yourself out for me, Kim Deakin, if possible? Amanda Graham, could you do yours? Alice, Sarah, Joe, Veronica, if you all could mute yourself out for me, guys. Lisa, Emma, oh my gosh, there's lots of you. Kaylee, Alison, Roanna, if you all could just mute yourself out. Kay Smith, that would be great, so I haven't got any background noise. I can try and mute everybody out, but I don't want to cut Hillary off because we are actually on Roz's meeting ID. So, Hillary, are you in your car?
I'm getting there. I can talk and walk.
I'll kick off. You concentrate getting to your call through your car. Okay, guys. First of all, I want to welcome you officially on the 12th of June 2016 to officially kicking off, in my eyes, Myel UK. Okay? For me, Business Besties is going to be the best team in the UK, and we're positioning ourselves to professionally prosper going forward. And this is what all these calls are all about. They're going to be weekly calls, 9 o'clock. I'm going to try and keep them to 45 minutes, no longer than an hour max on any of the calls. But this is going to be where we actually give you our expert knowledge, our experience, our time to actually put you all on the same success tracks as we've experienced over the last couple of years through our experience. I mean, some of you guys have heard from us before, others haven't. Me and Hillary are heading up Business Besties. We are business partners. We are wine friends. We are friends. But we came together on a journey. We've been in another company for 3 years, six-figure income earners, really aligned with ourselves, really actually knew what we stand for, knew what we wanted in life, knew what we wanted from business partners and friends. So we teamed together to bring Business Besties and Myel UK together. So we've got a wealth of knowledge and experience. We complement each other, I must say. We bring different skills to the table. but we're both there for all of you. Hence why we're having these calls on a Sunday evening to actually put you and give you the knowledge that we've got. And we're continually growing as leaders ourselves. There's nothing that we don't do and invest in ourselves. So we're always wanting to be one step ahead of the game. But what we do want to do is give you our knowledge and experience so you can actually fail forward, and you can actually don't make the mistakes that we've had to make. Because this business is, although it's underpinned with a fantastic product range of skincare and makeup, the real product is people. And as far as you can only go as far as you will grow. So we're here to grow you. People are our profession. It's as simple as that. So I'm really excited to kick off this call. I'm really excited that you guys are on this call, and I know some of you might find this really different. You think, oh, this is really different from my previous opportunity or where I was before. Well, that's a good thing in my eyes, because change is always good. Change is always growth. But hopefully Hilary can just give you a 2-minute introduction. I think she's at the car now. It sounds like she's at the car now.
I'm here.
Yeah, I could tell by your change of breath. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Hilary, just to give a quick brief intro of yourself for people who've not heard from you. Put a name to a face, in effect.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Yeah, you know, I'm really thrilled to be able to speak to you guys. I can't tell you how exciting this opportunity is, but more importantly, this collaboration, the partnership that we've got with us all working together. I'm absolutely loving it, and really enjoying the positivity in the group. You know, it's such an exciting time. As I think a few of you will have known, and if I'm saying stuff that I've said before, I apologise for repeating it, but you know, Pete and I have been in the network marketing direct sales industry for the last 10 years. Prior to that, just normal bricks and mortar type business. So it's been, you know, it's been a real sort of learning curve, and we sort of fell in love with this industry and what it can enable you to do, and have, you know, all done very well with the industry. But what we found is that actually, as Jeanette said, this is, didn't realise, I guess, because I'm a saleswoman at heart, so I'm a real seller of product at heart, and that's what my background was prior to being in direct sales. But what this company is and what this industry is a grower of people. You know, this is about building people up. This is about helping people succeed, and having fun. And although, you know, our previous companies were great companies, I don't necessarily think we had so much fun in a few of them. And what I love about coming together with Mayal, with Chris and Roz, lovely Roz, and Mari, is that this is going to be a company that really, really does change people's lives. You know, this is going to be a company where we're going to see people walking across the stage who have not, and it's already doing that. I'm already having conversations with people. It's already doing that, where it's not just about your financial status. It's about how you've grown as a person, how you've become, you know, a better version of yourself, how your confidence has grown, how your skill set has grown, you know. All of those things really, really excite me. And I think what I'm really passionate about is being in a group where we all empower one another. It's not an upline, downline group. It is a team, in the true sense of the word team. We're all learning from one another. We're all empowering one another. We're all willing each other to succeed. And one of the things that we'll go on to talk about, and I'm sorry if I'm waffling on, but it's important, is, you know, I've seen a few comments in the Business Besties and in the Mayal Mentors group where people are perhaps feeling a bit like, I'm struggling, I haven't got enrolled enough people, I haven't done this or I haven't done that, and judging themselves and comparing themselves. And that's not what we are about. We are all on our own individual journeys to success. And I'll share a little story with you. from our previous company, when we did the pre-launch stage for that, it was a 45-day run to the top ranks. You know, it was manic. It was like you just did not sleep. It was slightly more than 45 days, to be honest, but it was a real run to ranks, and it was ugly. You know, it was really ugly. And there was one person in the company that nobody really had heard of. We didn't know who this person was. Even for the first, year and a half, we didn't know who this person was. And somebody just in the background, keeping their head down, keeping it real, just working on the foundation of her business, putting in the core values, building a really strong team. And you know what? Well, we were all like, we ran to our ranks in 45 days, and we did really, really well. But then all of a sudden, this person came racing through the ranks, through to the top levels in the compensation plan, and held that position for months and months and months and months and months. And do you know what her name was? It was Jeanette Farrar. So for all of you who are sat there going, I haven't recruited this person, or I haven't recruited that person, or I haven't got many people in my team, this is your journey. This is your marathon. This is not a race. And we are here, all of us together, to put the right foundational steps in place, the right business building steps, the right mindset, the right build the right skill set, so that we can go out there and hit launch in October knowing exactly what we need to be doing, exactly who we are, exactly who we're trying to attract, and a whole host of customers absolutely chomping at the bit, waiting for those products to be dropped on them. So I'm excited about all of that. I hope that made sense to you. I hope, Jeanette, you don't mind me telling that story, but I think it's very poignant at this time where people are, people may possibly be comparing themselves to others, or don't do it. Just don't do it. Anyway, over to you, Jeanette.
No, definitely, Hilary. Of course, I don't mind you sharing that. And to be fair, guys, I mean, for me, the moral in this story is be who you are and follow your heart. I mean, and that was definitely myself. I mean, when I actually look back at our journeys, Hilary was just like, oh, why did I follow the sheep? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a rebel. And you'll learn that, guys. I work hard, but I play harder. I definitely play harder. And it pays off. So for me, it's just a case of, let's set you up for success. We've got 5 months now. We're on a level playing field. It's about positioning ourselves professionally for success. And that's what my L's all about. So tonight, really, we're just going to give you some founding blocks to work on, but I've just got to move a minute because my daughter wants to get the hairdryer. See, I'm telling you, I'm keeping it real. Bloody kids. Boy. I know. Okay, so for me, guys, it's all about, I mean, obviously the Business Besties page is a leadership page in my eyes, and that's what we're looking for at the moment. We're looking to the people who are ready for pre-launch. We've got 4 months to actually set ourselves up for success. And sometimes people can come into the Business Besties page and go, oh my gosh, there's a wealth of knowledge. Well, people will learn. I'm quite a wordy person. You put me on a phone like this, sometimes I mix my words up. But if you give me a written document, I will write and write and write. So I will give you depth of content wherever I can. So when people go on the Business Besties page, for me, it's always about going into the files and having a look at the content and the training, because that is valuable insight of actually the core values, beliefs, systems that you will require. And again, if you feel it's applicable, duplicate them in your groups. But this is going to be a source of knowledge for you at this time, because I never want you to feel, because we are running at 100 miles an hour, I don't want you to feel like I don't know what to do next. And if that is the case, you need to go into the files. You need to go and actually have a look at that content that's been wrote for you for success, because this is what's made me and Hilary very successful, and my leaders, our leaders on the call, and very successful in what we're doing. So this is a copycat business. This is a duplicatable business. My biggest advice to you is to be coachable, to actually copy us. Don't change the system. I am all about standing in your power and your posture. and actually those content in that Business Besties page will give it you. So for me, first of all, you really do need to go and have a look at your why. There's a document in there of your why, because we all come to this for very different reasons. We all come to this with different skill sets. We all come to this with different times. And like Hilary says, you do not compare. Some people come into this part-time. Some people come into this part-time. Some people come in it full-time. Some people come in for a 7-figure income. Hence why I'm always online. That's my goal. Yeah? But that's what I'm able to do at this moment. My children are older. This is my full-time operation that I'm working on. It's as simple as that. But again, you need to go and identify and lock down why you're coming to Maya. And also, you also need to understand what your message is. I mean, a lot of you guys have your message locked down. My key leaders on here from my previous organization know what their message is, and they're helping support me on the main Mail page to actually get that message across. And some of the key leaders from another organization are coming from a makeup stance, a product stance. But if you listen to the Mary Smith training, and again, key, your business center. Your business center holds a wealth of knowledge. You've got one company webinar to catch up on. You've got 2 Mary Smith trainings to catch up on. And for me, that is key, because Mary has been brought into this organization to invest in you, to give you the tracks to run on so you're successful. So you offer value to the marketplace. Right, guys, if you can just mute out, whoever's not muted, because I've got really backlash noise now. I can't unmute, I can't mute because it's Rosa's line. But anybody who's on the phone or if not muted out, if you could just mute out for me, that's great. So for me, it's the case of we need to lock down your message. We need to know why you're coming to this and what is your product. Mary Smith talks about lots of products. Instagram's a product. Pinterest is a product. Facebook is a product. So what is your product? It doesn't necessarily have to be makeup. I mean, we have a lot of beauty artists, beauty technicians on the line, and people from the beauty industry that you do just want to be a consumer. You do want to just go out and look after hundreds of people with a fantastic cosmetic range and a product, but there's other people here that actually want to build teams and build people up. So what is your product? For me, people are my product, underpinned by an amazing retail high-end product that's going to be affordable for the masses. So you've really got to lock down of who are you? What is your message? What are you trying to express? What do you want to attract? And what is your message to people? So you really need to spend time on why, who are you? Look in the files of your demographic audience, of your ideal clientele. You've just got to go back through those files and really stand in your power and posture of like, who am I and what is my message? Because most people go, oh my gosh, I'm really scared, and such is recruiting this amount and such is recruiting that amount. When actually you need to slow down and say, actually, I need to put my blinkers on. I can't look left and I can't look right. I've got to look straight ahead. And this is my message. And once you know your message, you can then actually identify with the people that you want to be speaking to, and your message will be tailored to those people. So for me, it's just a case of, if I'm honest, I want to actually take it down to the raw basics with you guys this week. And I actually want to put you in a position whereby you can actually go away from this call. I know Hillary's hot on this. So you go away from this call knowing exactly what we're asking you to do. And that really is this week, is to go through the Mary trainings if you haven't done it. It is to actually go back through the company webinar and to try and look at the files. And you haven't got to look at all the files. And again, don't be daunted too much about the files, because I'm trying to put as much content in as we run the play already. I mean, Hillary's got 10 years of network marketing. I've got 9 years of network marketing. There's a lot of content to be put down. So don't be going, oh my God, I just can't catch up or keep up, because I don't want you to keep up. And what I want you to do is to go and look at the why file. I want you to have a look at the story file, and I want to have a look at the goals file. And I'll ping those back up. But also as well, I want you to actually, this is a people business. I want you to actually think strategically, who do you know and who do you want to invite to this opportunity, and who can you reach out and help? Because this business really is about them and not you. You are not getting anybody. You are actually not hunting anybody. You're actually going, actually, who can I help earn an extra income, a flexible way of earning, who loves makeup, who's always complaining that they've got no money, who's not fulfilled, who actually wants a residual style income, who actually wants a professional media business and being trained by the best. Again, you've got to be looking at your hot buttons, and if you look at the demographics of, I think it's in the files of 35 to 55, you'll see hot buttons of why people, and again there's a file in there, why people join network marketing. So you go and read that. You can then actually have a look at who you've got, who you know, and who you'd like to actually work with. And once you've actually identified who you'd want to work with, Joe Martina on Claire's team put a great A to Z file of a way to actually download your database from Facebook. Because like any business, you start with a database, and predominantly most of us, our database is Facebook. So rather than actually looking through your friends and going, oh my gosh, who do I contact? Because obviously the algorithms of Facebook only allows you to have certain viewing of your friends. What Joe cleverly did is shown us a way where you can actually download your Facebook connections, put them in Excel, put them in alphabetical order. So what we're actually focusing on at this moment in time is going from A to Z to identify who you want to work with. Who would you employ? Who matches your core values? Who is like for like? I mean, many of you guys on the page, the Business Besties page, spent some time answering those 5 questions that I put up about what are you passionate about? Because you know, once you identify what you're passionate about, that is your ideal customer. That is your ideal mental, yeah, it could be mental, but your mile mentor, and it's a good exercise so you know who you're looking for. So if I was going through my A, and again, I wouldn't actually go through A to Z and wait, because if you're not talking to them, somebody else is talking to them, and you want your people to be spoke to by you and in a correct professional way. So for me, I've gave the task of the people I've been speaking to is to go through A and put a dot next to who in A you would love to reach out to. And it may be 3 dots, and you can say, right, okay, why do I want to reach out to them? What characteristics, what traits have they got? How can I talk to them? How can I talk heart to heart? What value would they bring to the business? And if you struggle with that, again, today I've been speaking with some of the leaders, and Kelly's one of them. I said to Kelly, right, okay, you've identified who you want to work with. Now give me some characteristics and traits. And again, I've done this with Irina and Claire, and I've said to them, bring these people, give me a little brief of what they are, and let me help you scrum up some conversations, some starters, some bridges of communication to actually help you reach out to them. Because I don't know your people, you know your people. If you bring them to me, I can give you an invite, because it's all about inviting. And again, in the files, there's a good post about how to correctly invite. But if we can invite them to see if they're open, because that's ultimately what we've got to do. We've got to know who we are. We've got to identify who we want to reach out to. Once we've got that, we then go to them to invite them to see if they're open to some more information. And then we put them in front of a tool. And again, we don't want you to be the tool at this stage, because fear is what stops people succeeding in this business. Their own limiting beliefs, the fear of what do I say, and what if she says this, and what if she says that, and this objection and that objection. We actually want to give you the correct skill set at the beginning. We want to give you the correct words at the beginning so you don't face those objections. So what we're actually proposing to do to help you guys, and we brought this a bit sooner than we thought, because I'm actually going to Hillary's at the end of the month to actually do like a my LTV for you. Again, you know, we like to keep it personal, but we know you're running at 100 miles an hour. So what we're going to do is going to put a 40-minute max. I want to really keep it to 30 minutes total. But on Wednesday, starting this week at 9 o'clock, we're going to put an opportunity call in place. And it can be via Zoom. However, I think what we're going to encourage you to do is get your prospects to dial in so they don't go on video, so they don't feel that fear. So they can just ring in and listen to the vision of Mayo. So if you've got somebody that you actually want to talk to, but you don't know how to, you can actually put them in on an opportunity call with us on Wednesday at 9 o'clock, and those details will be put on the Business Besties page. So I'm going to stop talking for a moment. Hilary, I'll hand it over to you to complete anything that I didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sort of sat here writing notes, if I'm honest with what you're saying, because we're all learning all the time. It's all about us learning. I think as well, you know, what, like Jeanette said, one of the things I'm really big on is I want people to have a complete plan as to what they should be doing. And so as Jeanette said, what we want you to be working on right now is, first of all, and I did this today, and it's really important that you do it, is that I was actually weeding in the garden, which is really boring. But so to make it mildly exciting, I listened to Mari Smith's the first video that she did that's in your back office, just to go back and relook at it, because you know, I'm okay on Facebook, but I'm not brilliant on Facebook, and I need to learn those skills. I know that that's where my audience is going to come from. I know that's where, you know, a majority of my customers are going to come from. So therefore, I need to get better at that. So definitely back into that back office and go and listen to those videos. You might want to listen to them 2, 3, 4, 5 times and then revisit them again. But the foundation is there. So there's 2 videos there. That is your first point of call to go back, and if you haven't heard them already, make sure you get on and do that, because you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not, because it will start to really be clear. And you know, as Mari said, we want to be the preeminent, or we want to be the best in class, if you like, at social selling. And what I found really exciting is Chris putting his message up this week about the fact that actually it's like a social media academy, where you're almost having a qualification to get out there. And what a great conversation opener that's going to be when you're talking to people who are perhaps interested in the business. You know, this is the first time that actually companies are in a pre-launch stage, but you're actually getting proper training so that you hit the ground running. So definitely back in there doing that main video. The one thing I would say, and this is a muscle that we all have to build and continually build and revisit on a daily basis, is that constantly adding to your A to Z list. You know, when you're out and about, constantly having conversations with people. I mean, the largest proportion of the group are women in Mayal at the moment, but guys are great at this as well. But the one thing we are fantastic at is having conversations and chatting to people and just finding out a bit about them, and finding out, you will be amazed, I think, when you start having conversations with people on a daily basis, how many people are there who, you know, they're looking for something, they just don't know they're looking for it, or that, you know, they want something better, or they want, you know, to be able to go on holiday with their kids, or they just want to be part of something that's theirs. You know, they want time away from the children where they're sort of, you know, they're feeling part of a great group. You know, majority of people are looking for better finances, but being out there on a daily basis, having conversations. I mean, I used to work with a guy who's a top guy in the industry, and he used to go out every single day, and he would go out with, he's American, so he would go out with and 2 coins in his pocket, and he would say, I wasn't allowed to go home until I'd moved the coins from one pocket to the other, and each coin indicated a conversation. So it's just like a sort of simple tracker type thing, but it's going out and about, living life on purpose, with your Mayal business at the forefront of your mind. If you keep it at the forefront of your mind, and you just start opening those conversations up, you are always going to have an ever growing organic list. You're never going to run out of people. You know, when people come back and say, well, I've spoken to everybody I know, you haven't, because if you're constantly renewing or creating new relationships with people, you're always going to have a list of people to talk to. And when I say talk to, I'm not saying, you know, not everybody you talk to is going to want to be a male mentor. And actually, you know, the core foundation is all about getting customers when, of course, we launch. Another thing as well that I've done with my handbag and jewelry business, I don't know if any of you know that I do that as well, but I've got a handbag and jewelry business that I've run for a long time alongside things. And something I always make sure I do when somebody buys something from me is that I always get their email address, their name, their email address, and their telephone number. Now, sometimes people are a bit funny about giving you the telephone number, but the conversation that I use is, well, you know, can I take your email address? Because I'd love to keep you updated on what I'm doing and where I'm going to be and what new products are coming in. And can I take your number as well, just in case I get the email wrong? That means that you are building your database as well. That's something you should be starting to do now. I know Mari has touched on this. She uses something called MailChimp. We use autoresponder. You can use your Outlook, just creating contact lists and contact database. But this is going to be invaluable to you when you've got your mail business page or your passion page or your community page up, so that you can, you know, send your email lists out, asking people to go on and like your page, and sharing all of that sort of information. So that, you know, if, you know, to be thinking about, firstly, getting on and doing the Mari main videos. Secondly, you know, working on your A to Z list. Thirdly, going, you know, living life on purpose and making sure you're adding to that A to Z list on a daily basis, whether it be through Facebook conversations, whether it be through things that you're posting on Instagram, or whether it be that you're just out and about talking to other mums, or, you know, having a coffee morning, whatever it is, just keeping, and I'm not saying going out talking about Mayal and what you're doing all the time. We're talking about creating relationships. It's not about, you know, look at my business opportunity, look at my business opportunity. It's just about attracting people to you and who you are. So I think, Jeanette, I'll hand back to you. Those are my key things that I feel that we should all be working on right now. So, and I want to also give a bit of a heads up to Suzanne Salisbury as well in the group, because she's doing exactly that with her team. She's teaching people that, in terms of making sure if somebody says no to you right now, if somebody says, no, I'm not really interested in Maya, it might be something you thought, somebody you thought would be interested in doing the business with you, you'd love to work with them, but it's not for them. That's totally fine, but keep them in mind as being a customer. Make sure you say to them, that's not a problem at all, but I know you are going to absolutely love these products when they're available. So if you don't mind, I'd love to keep you updated on what's happening, and, you know, through whatever platform you want to use to keep people updated, whether it's Facebook or whether it is an email list or a combination of the both. But I know that she's training that through her team, and I think it's really, really smart thing to do. So yeah, back over to you, Jeanette.
Thanks, Hilary. No, some top tips there, ladies. I mean, for me, that is definitely, we need to start with our database of who we know now. Some people have 300 friends, some people have 4,000 friends. Everyone's different, like I say, but we need to have a look what we've got now and how we can act on that now. And that will be dependent on the time you're allocating to your business daily. In time, like Hilary's just said, we will give you a full system of how many contacts we would recommend you to connect on a daily basis, whether you're part-time, full-time, or full-time. It's as simple as that. And we will give you structures. We will give you advice of how to reach out to make that audience your influence, because this is about influence. Leaders influence, and it's about your influence in the marketplace. So for the moment, you've got an influential database that you can actually work through, and you need to work through that, hence the A to Z. And then we will actually keep you continually exploring that and expanding that alongside Mary Smith's training as well. You will never, ever run out of people to speak to. I promise you that. But what we do need to is just work on who we know today. And let's start those conversations going. But I actually don't want you just to, of course I want you to practice, but perfect practice equals results. So lean into us, use and abuse us, use the tools that are available to you, the opportunity call. Go to your upline mentors and say, you know what, this is the lady I want to reach out to, but I don't know what to say. We will help you. You only need a couple of examples and you'll be rocking and rolling. And I know myself, guys, if you brought somebody to me, 99% of the time, I'll close them down for you. I'm not saying I'm going to do that every single one. What I do want to do is give you the skills to do that. That's what I want you to do, because your success is our success. So at this time, people will come to it at all different levels, and you'll go, where do I start? Well, now this is where you do start. We need to actually identify who you are, what you want, why you're here, and let's start reaching out to those people who you'd love to partner with. And let us help you with that, because we've got an army to build, and I'm excited for this army to build. But we need to build it correctly, and I need you to stand comfortably and confidently in who you are, because it takes a caliber of person to join pre-launch and stay with us the 4 months. But I promise you, the people who stay with us are going to the top. There's no failure in our world. We are here to prosper. The company set us up with pure alignment of professionalism. My leaders on here are pure professionalism. We will help you. If you're having a wobble, just shout. I actually encourage you, the louder you shout at us, we know who you are. And we will reach down and we will grab you and we'll take you as far as you want to go. And I hope you feel that from us, because that is what we're about. And I don't want anybody stumbling. But again, I'm not psychic. I've got superpowers, but I'm not psychic. So just come to us and say, help, this is what I need, and let us run with you. We'll walk, we'll crawl with you, we'll walk with you, we'll run with you. Everybody's on a journey, but just let us know where you're at. But we all start with our own database. We identify who we want to work with. We set a message up of invitation, just like you think of being on a bridge. You're on one side of the bridge, your prospect's on another side of the bridge, and you're inspiring them to come over. So what is your inspirational message? What is your message? To encourage them, because I tell you now, there's so many people going to bed tonight living in quiet desperation, that they're waiting for your mile message, that you can actually help them take their children to on holiday in the 6 weeks, put food in their cupboards, get them away from the corporate rat race, make them fulfilled, let them be part of something social that they want to feel belong. There's so many people out there that want what we have, but we've just got to say the right words to the right people and magic happens. And let us help you do that. I hope this call has been really helpful for you guys. Again, if you need anything, shout, but let's just focus on those trainings. Let's have a look at the why and the stories and the A to Z in the files, and let's start identifying who you know, and let us help you bridge that gap so they can walk the miles with us too, because I tell you now, it's exciting times, ladies. I love you and leave you. Have a great rest of the evening. Lovely to see so many smiley faces. I'm so proud to be partnered with you guys, and I know, Hilary, you are too. So let's
totally.
Let's crack on with this week, and I look forward to hearing from you all.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jeanette. Thanks so much, guys, for jumping on, and let's have a fantastic week. As Jeanette said, please make sure you're using us and getting us on these calls, or getting us to look at your list and working through that with you. So have a fantastic evening. Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, loads of the girls couldn't get on. They weren't happy. I managed to get on because I kept trying. So. Mm.